Good evening, Mission Control. Well, I wasn't able to get some video for the last 2 days because it has been raining tremendously hard when I get home, and I don't have a good waterproof cover yet for the camera. So fear not. I believe Amazon, what did I say originally way back when? Spaceship Amazon is delivering here to the real Martian on a fairly consistent basis these days, and I think we'll have ourselves a waterproof cover shortly. So tonight, which means I'll be able to take the camera back outside even in this bad weather, but tonight I'm going to do questions and answers. What I've been working on lately, let's see here, we're going to be installing cement fabric tomorrow. I've alluded to that in previous videos. So we have some erosion areas where we have quite a bit of erosion, and we're going to use cement fabric. It's a way cool product from Nuna Innovations. Again, they're distributing it. So they sent me some, and I'm going to try it out for them and do a review. I'm excited about it. I mean, it looks like a pretty cool product. I have about zero doubt that I'm going to be really impressed again. So we'll see how it goes though. Been working in the greenhouse, had some electrical stuff, had a breaker pop on me, so replaced it, and did some testing for our generator, making sure that all the wiring was good, so we're set for winter and we can switch all the key components over to generator operations should the power go off. I had to do a little bit of rewiring to support the new heater, making sure that that particular circuit was on the generator, so got that all done. And boy, it's just been certification. We've been doing lots of research into what it's going to take to get certified, so lots and lots of reading. Definitely not very fun and exciting, but we're going to be going after the Primus GFS or GFI. I think it's Primus. There's a standard that we're going to be going after, and we're going to start working towards that, making sure that all the, and when I read through the requirements, it doesn't look like we're going to have to change much. We're just going to have to put lots of controls in place. So that's taking a lot of my brain bandwidth, if you will, my brain width. So tonight, subscriber questions and answers for you guys. I try to keep up with the comments as best I can, and forgive me, there's some of you, I think I have 9 emails that I'm keeping track of that I need to get to, but I haven't had a chance to sit down and really give you the credit and time that you deserve, so I intend to do that. So if you haven't heard back from me, I will try to get back to you. Tonight I'm going to try to hit some of the questions that have gone unanswered, and from our last subscriber questions and answer, I told you guys in that video that if you reply with a question to a subscriber question and answer video, I will hit those questions definitely in my next Q&A video. So I went back in time and I grabbed those, so we're going to go back quite a ways, get some of those done. I have them here on my computer, so I'm going to read them off, and let's go ahead and get going here. When do we get to meet Mrs. Martian? Well, Mrs. Martian does not really enjoy being on the camera all that much. She's awesome, and she's been on from time to time, but she kind of prefers not to do that. I will say that Mrs. Martian, you can find her on Instagram, Facebook, and on our website, theraymonranch.com. She has a blog, and she's doing Instagramming. Her big passion is food. She really wants to get into recipes and cooking, and kind of, I call it, I mean, I think everyone calls it foodie stuff, right? Foodies. She's a foodie, and she's really, really good at it. So if you'd like to follow Mrs. Martian, you can check her out at theraymonranch.com. We have a blog there. You can also follow her on Instagram and Facebook. That's all linked from our blog and everything on our website. So we're actually going to be probably trying to start up a Raymond Ranch YouTube channel where we go over microgreens specifically, kind of more of the actual growing operations, a lot more of what she's responsible for and she's in charge of, as well as cooking and recipes and just general, you know, how are the chickens doing and all that type of stuff. We're going to probably start up a YouTube channel just for that, and then keep the Real Martian doing all the engineering and the technical and the build and kind of, you know, which is my job. My job is to build this whole thing, and then Mrs. Martian, she runs it. Anyway, yeah. Those are areas where you guys could check out Mrs. Martian and all the work she's doing. It's pretty cool stuff. Next question: how are you collecting the manure that will go into the digester? Is the question. So every week we go out and we clean stalls. We have a small John Deere tractor, a little 790. Is what it is. I would love to get something like what Wrangler Star has, the Yanmar tractor. Oh my goodness. Cody showed me that tractor and my jaw went, ooh. It's amazing. He came over last year in that tractor. I remember he was really helping us out. He had, they're so awesome over there. There's just, Cody and Jessica and Jack, you guys are awesome. Thanks for all that you've done and do for us. Cody came over last year. I was at work. The driveway was getting snowed on horrendously, and he came over. I remember I just got home, and my truck's pretty high, so I can get through, and I was getting ready to go out and start plowing, and here I see Cody backing up the driveway with his snow plow, and he's got the closed cab on the Yanmar and snow plow in the back, and I walk out to him, and I got my huge Martian suit on. I've got my goggles and everything. I'm getting ready to go out and get covered in snow. And he opens the door to his cab, and he's got his heater on, and he's up there drinking coffee. I was like, oh, I want one of those. Anyway, I tell you that story to tell you I have a little John Deere 790. It's a nice compact tractor. It does a ton of stuff around the ranch. Without it, we could not get by and do what we need to do. But we just fill the bucket up, and I pull it into the middle of the barn. I fill the bucket up, and I back out, and then dump it in the manure pile, and eventually I want to be dumping it into the digester system that will grind it and pump it down into the digester. That's where we want to get to. Let's see here, the next one. You've been doing this a while. Like your channel, here's my question. Why do I still have to listen to wind noise? Ah! I know. So I'm pointing at it. I have a Rhodes mic with a windsock on it, and I have procured my first wireless, I'm looking at that as well, microphone. And right now you have the Rhodes mic with a windsock, but I'm inside. To get the wireless mic and everything that would really be great and work for, like, you know, guests when we have guests over, because other people commented about the mic. It's like $400. If y'all want to contribute, I'll go buy one, but right now all my money is going into the project. But we do have a GoFundMe and a Patreon up at the top of the screen. If you go to our the YouTube page, up at the top, it'll say GoFundMe and Patreon, and in the description there's also a link to GoFundMe and Patreon. If you guys want to do a fundraiser on your own, I leave the thing open, and whoever wants to donate can donate, but I don't do like big drives or anything. I haven't since we first started, and we did the computer drive, which really is awesome. Which, by the way, I ended up getting the Lenovo ThinkPad is the one I got, the P50, and it is freaking awesome. So thank you to everybody out there. But yeah, if you want me to get upgraded mics right now, again, because of priorities, not because I don't want to or that I won't, it's just I can't right now. So I am working on getting better. We got an upgraded rig. I think the video is coming better. I got an upgraded light, upgraded microphone, got the lapel mic that's wireless, a Sony lapel mic. I think they're doing pretty good. But yeah, I hear you. I will continue to work on getting better there. Next one, what do you do for your day job? And do you get to work from home often if the weather goes bad? So I am essentially a program manager. I manage multiple projects. I'm an aerospace engineer by degree. I worked in the Air Force, and I was a systems engineer. I did models and simulation. I did wargaming. I helped design satellite systems. And now I am a program manager for new product development. So let's see here. Your thoughts on zip grow towers. Zip grow towers. So I think those are the straight ones. I looked at stuff like that, aeroponics, fog ponics, zip grow towers, the towers that had, you know, the offsetting and all that. For what we needed, by the time you add it all up for the grow space that you need, it costs too much. I think for a small operation, it seems like that would probably be fine. But for a large operation trying to go commercial, you really need to look at your like dollars per square foot. You know, how much does it cost to get your growing area? And those are going to be higher than what we ended up doing. So that's not to say they're bad, because we looked at everything. It was quite a few years ago, and looked at, really it comes down to the raft system or the media growing, and we like the media growing because you can get your red wigglers in there and they can help create compost tea and really kind of add more stuff to the system. And I actually just learned today, I was listening to the Visionary Aquaponics podcast. I'm trying to start getting stuff, you know, going through my noodle again rather than just building stuff. And the little red wigglers, their compost tea, as soon as it comes in contact, it kills it kills something that you don't want. I can't remember what it was. A total brain fart here. I've been up too late, losing my mind. Anyway, so yeah, that's one of the major reasons why we chose to go with the grow beds. Plus, if we wanted to root things that go up higher, like you can grow a tree in a media bed, deeper media bed obviously, but you can do that. So it gave us a little more flexibility. Okay, next. Can China get a new cover to you by November 11th? So that's a new cover for the building, and the answer is yes. The cover has shipped. It's on its way. It should arrive in the United States in 6 days, and then it'll take another 10 days or so to get into Portland, and then I will go grab it, and we will start working on it. Probably October 15th, I'm guessing, is the date that it's going to be here. Okay, I like your videos, but it seems like you are getting heavy into microgreen processing. How is this going to affect your system for growing other vegetables in your modular system? It seems like you are shutting down in favor of microgreen production. So I think this was a great question, and I pulled it up because lots of people have brought it up. I think I replied to it in other videos, but to address this one explicitly, you know, we're not turning our back on aquaponics. And I think if you look at the new shelving system, you can clearly see that we didn't reduce aquaponics. We actually multiplied it by almost a factor of 4. Because last year we had to use the aquaponic beds that we had to grow microgreens in them, and this year that's all gone. We've put in 2 more lanes. We've refactored lane 2 and 3. We now have 18 aquaponic grow beds and 18 microgreen beds. So we're actually completely even, but we can add more microgreen beds up top above the ones that we've installed should we need to. And the reason for that is to pay for HAB 2 and everything that we want to do there. So we've got to, you know, we've spent all of our money and we're self-funding this whole thing. So now HAB 1 needs to pay for itself, and the best way we could do that is microgreens. So we will be selling aquaponic raised lettuce, herbs, and medicinals. I don't know if we'll be selling medicinals, but we're going to be raising them. You know, medicinal plants like echinacea. We'll be raising those in there. I think, yeah, there's a few things coming. I am going to try to grow potatoes. You can't be the real Martian and not try to grow potatoes, right? Some people have had success in aquaponics, others haven't. I am not totally hopeful, but I'm going to give it a try. And I think I should be able to get little small potatoes. We grew carrots. If carrots can grow, certainly potatoes can grow. They're a little bit more robust. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we're not turning our back on aquaponics or our game plan, our mission to take this thing and make it smaller. HAB 2 is the next step after HAB 1, which HAB 2 will have all the lessons learned, all the improvements. It'll be simpler. It'll be more efficient. Really looking forward to the design phase of HAB 2 because there's so much that we've learned. I just have to go through and document all the requirements and do the walkthroughs and create the SysML models so that I don't lose all this information, because I want to do real engineering, not just, you know, paper napkin kind of, well, this is nice, but here, I'm going to fix this. I want to start really documenting everything, and so we can grow it and make it better. Okay, how long will those propane tanks last? The two big 600 gallons, 1,200 gallons total, will last about a month when it's -8 Fahrenheit outside and you're maintaining 60 Fahrenheit inside with the installation of an R value of 7.7 and the roof closed. So, we will see. But 1 month is what it's supposed to last. And right now we're making enough money from microgreen sales to cover that cost, and our electrical costs, and our server costs, and our cell phone cost, and our trash costs, and there's another one. There's a few others, but the microgreens are really starting to actually pay for the operation instead of, oh, our supplies. Yeah, it's paying for the supplies. So we're almost to the BE number, break even. And I'm looking forward to getting there. Can you show us completed microgreens harvested and Mrs. Martian cooking with them in one of her recipes? So as I said earlier, we're right now considering, it's a lot of work to do YouTube videos and we're already really maxed out, but we're really seriously considering opening up the Raymond Ranch YouTube channel. I'd love to know what you guys think. How many people would be interested in us starting that? And that's where we would have the recipes. She loves cooking and she really wants to get into this area, so I think it would be cool to do. But I'd be curious to know how many people are interested. So if you can reply to this video, you know, yay, Mrs. Martian, we want to see your recipes, we want to see you doing some cooking. That would be cool. So let us know if we'd like to do that. But you can go to our blog, theraymonranch.com. And you could also check us out on Instagram and Facebook under the TR Ranch, I think is what it is, or you search for the Raymond Ranch, you'll probably find it. But TR Ranch, I think, is how we have it named. Any issues or concerns with the master-slave configuration for the Arduino boards? So far, no. Actually, I really like that master-slave relationship on the boards. I think it's going to work out really well for us. So pretty happy with that. What about reusing the cocoa core? You can't really separate it. There's not a lot in there, and once the roots are fully established, you can't really get too much more back. So yeah, can't really reuse it. And it looks like our composting solution is we give it all to the animals, the horses and the cows, and they love it. They basically eat everything. I think they're actually eating some of the cocoa core, and they really like it. So I think it's a little bit sweet probably to them, and they eat almost everything. So it's getting recycled, and if we can just get their manure and get it in the digester, we'll actually have a fully closed loop system. It'd be pretty neat. Okay, how do you feel about this, the cold weather comment that I made? You know, fall is coming, winter is coming. About 3 weeks after I made the initial comment that fall, you know, that the switch that's somehow built in. It's really weird how our bodies, you know, they have that switch in there. It's like, okay, fall time, it's here, and you just feel it. It's kind of weird. So how I feel about it is I'm getting worried about winter, because so far, you know, it got cold and then it got hot again. And so let's see if I can do this here. It got cold and then it got hot, and then basically it just dropped like a rock. In fact, tonight it's going to get down to like 37 Fahrenheit, and it did it in a week. It just went from this, boom, you know, about not this week that's almost over, but last week we were in, you know, the hundreds at the beginning of the week, and then it just started dropping down, and then it just dropped real fast. That happened last year. In fact, Mrs. Martian and I were commenting that last year when this happened, we got the first rain just like this. Lasted a few days. It poured, and that's how we figured out we needed a French drain. And you know, I was really good at leveling things, but I didn't put a crown in. So last time I was out there in this rain digging a French drain. This time we're set. We're in a really nice spot. but the pattern is starting to look exactly like last winter, and that is scary. So the temperature is actually going to go up next week. We're going to be in the 70s, so things are going to dry out. It's basically time to get the microgreen road in. I just got to get delivery because of the fire. All the heavy equipment in the area is basically contracted out. So I got to get that road in because I'm thinking that this winter is going to be just as bad as last winter. According to the Farmer's Almanac, it's going to be cold but less wet, but I'm not planning on that. So that's how I feel about it. I'm actually starting to get a little scared, and we're in a much better position. The fabric that we had on the building last year, the one that's on there right now, did great. I have no reason to think that the new one won't, but I'm a little worried. So we'll see though. That makes it fun to watch The Real Martian. Do the solar panels need to be raised to catch more light for you? Can you add another bank of them to offset the electric costs? So some people have asked me this. Do the solar panels really pay for everything? You know, are they worth it? And the answer is yeah, they pay for everything in the summer. And because they're a grid type system, they're optimized for summertime operations so that we can charge the battery, which is not a battery, it is the grid and our bill, so we get a credit on it. We charge it up during the summer, and then we get to take advantage of it during the winter. With the reduction in electrical usage that we've had this year because we replaced those big pumps, we were able to charge the battery a little bit, but not a ton. So we want to put in, we will be putting in, because I have faith that we will be successful. I believe God is having us do this for a reason. I don't think He brought us this far to fail. So when we do have two, we'll put in another solar system, probably another 16.5 kilowatts system, but there'll be different mounts so that we can deal with the snow and get more during the winter time and maybe start driving towards off-grid type of stuff. I'm looking at the Tesla Powerwall 2 batteries as the actual batteries that we might be going with, and hopefully by the time we go with them, price comes down and maybe there's a Powerwall 3 that's even better, more capacity. This year we chose, just because of everything we have to do, solar panels. They're the same as last year, no change in them. So I'll be out there dealing with it, and eventually they'll just, if it snows as much as what it did, eventually they'll just cover up and we'll have to deal with it. But maybe with everything that we got done this year, I'm not going to have to really worry about all the other stuff I was worried about. I could actually focus on trying to keep those solar panels clear. Moving on, two more. Using the CoolBot for the delivery vehicle, does it need an external heat exchanger? If so, do you need to run it out through the roof? And the answer is no, it doesn't. The CoolBot is a little device that you connect to a air conditioning unit, which we will have to install inside of the cooler, and cooler will exhaust out the air conditioning unit will exhaust out of the cooler into the cab of the vehicle, and we will have to open up the rear windows in the summertime. We'll probably just keep them closed in the winter and use that to help heat the vehicle in the winter. That's my current thinking on that. But the CoolBot's just essentially a circuit board that tricks the air conditioning unit into running so it gets colder. Last one. Do you know if there's a chance of you having a mild autumn? Seems you need as much time as possible to get everything done. Well, like I said, mild, I don't see that happening right now. This week it dropped significantly in temperature, and then the weather just changed immediately to rain. We had a significant impact on microgreen operations because we weren't able to forecast. I shouldn't say that, because I didn't keep close enough track of the weather and how cool it was, and because we didn't know how that change in weather would impact the microgreen growth. We had assumed that since we turned the heater on, microgreen growth would not slow, but it did. So we are rapidly compensating for that and keeping records so we know to learn from it next year. So I'm not really counting on a mild autumn. Next week is going to go up, but I fear it's going to just drop again, and certainly at night it's still getting cold. So yeah, it's going to look like it's going to be It's starting to set up to be rough. We'll see. I think maybe I'm just so scared because of last year. Maybe I'm a little more pessimistic, more jaded perhaps. But, you know, I have to assume it's going to be just as bad as last year. Otherwise, I might get caught with pants down again, you might say. So that's it for Q&A today. Thanks, everybody. Sorry, again, I wasn't able to get you some video. Like I said, it's been raining pretty hard, and I don't want to ruin the new gear. So there should be a cover here, hopefully tonight, and I can start getting back outside again and getting you some good video out there. But I hope you enjoyed this Q&A session. Thank you so much to all of you for following along. Really appreciate all the comments. You know, your comments really do make a difference. I may not reply to all of them, but I try to read them all. And I think you can see that some of your ideas actually really make it into what we're doing here. And I think that's what makes this channel kind of fun. It's just working together with all of you. Even though I really haven't met you, it seems like we're, you know, kind of working together. So thanks everyone for following. If you do enjoy this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. If you want to look at the GoFundMe and Patreon, go for it, knock yourself out, let me know. And then please do let me know what your thoughts are on the Raymond Ranch YouTube channel. And you can follow us at theraymonranch.com and Instagram and Facebook there as well. You guys want to see Mrs. Martian do a cooking channel? Let me know. That's it. So please subscribe. You can follow me, The Real Martian, on Facebook and Twitter. And that's it. This is Real Martian. Out.